Hey everybody, it's Lynette Chandler from ThriveAnywhere.com, and I am so glad you decided to join me today for another installment of our Learn Affinity Publisher with Me series. The last time I went through one of these videos, we were talking about editing an IDML file or not Infinity, but InDesign, Adobe InDesign file. And in that video, I had talked about like paragraph styles that I was trying to figure out if Affinity Publisher will have that feature, and I'm happy to say that it does. And I figured out where it is. I'm still kind of new to it, but we will look into that a little bit today. But what's exciting today that I want to share with you is how to edit a PDF file with Affinity Publisher. And at first I was kind of unsure, how much you can edit with it, but apparently it seems to be quite versatile. And the file I'm going to use today, you can purchase a copy from my site at thriveanywhere.com, and you just go there and you hit the store, and I'll drop a link down below in the below this video as well. But this is a college student planner that we have in our store, and I'm not sure if it's from file to file. I imagine it could be, but when I opened this particular planner in Affinity Publisher in PDF format, I'm not talking about any other format, it worked really nicely. So let me go ahead and jump into Affinity Publisher. Let me open it. Let me show you my screen, and let's dive right in. Okay, so I have Affinity Publisher here already launched, but I'm going to show you right here on my screen. I have two files, which is basically the same files. I just made one copy here named Edit so that I can be sure I have an extra copy. And now I'm just going to open with Affinity Publisher, because if I double click it, it's going to open in my default application. So I'm going to find Affinity Publisher. I'm going to click that. And one of the things that it will tell me immediately is, what DPI, what color space. I'm just going to leave it estimate, but imagine if you're going to print, like send it to a printer, you might want to select 300, and you might want to select CMYK. And also, I also discovered something interesting about Grayscale. Okay, so I'm just going to leave everything as estimate right now. The other thing that you'll find also, it will give you a chance to right off the bat replace the font here with something that you have installed on your computer, because somehow it finds that it's not installed on your computer, so it will give you a chance to replace it. Or you can just go ahead and click open, in which case it will replace the font. That will just take automatically, unless I imagine you uncheck that, then it won't do that. But since I already have the font downloaded, but I just haven't installed it, I'm just going to cancel opening this right now. And you see I have the font here. I'm just going to double click, and for Mac this will open up the font book. I'm just going to go ahead and install it. That way I won't have any issues with it. Now that it's installed, I'm going to reopen this file in Affinity Publisher. And again, this is a PDF file, right? It's not the source file. Now I can see that there's no font warning here, and all the other options are available to me. And the nice thing too is that you can select a specific page if you want to, or a specific range of pages if you don't want to load the entire thing. So that's a nice option. But I'm going to load all the pages here and I'm going to click open. Now it tells me about this. Assign profile. Affinity Publisher assigned your working profile US web coded swap to this unprofiled document. So, okay, that's fine. I'm going to close it. So now you're in Affinity with this PDF open, but the nice thing is that you can see that much of this is editable and changeable. So that is tremendous news. Now, obviously, because this is not another Affinity file and this is not an IDML file, so you won't have any master pages. And a lot of times our planners do come with master pages to make editing easier, so you don't have to go page by page. But assuming maybe, I'm not sure, maybe you have a lost of one of your templates that you created, or maybe you were not given, you purchased something and you lost that original file. This is an option for you to work with. I did not come here with a color palette in mind, so which really is my mistake. I really should have gone ahead and created a color palette. So I am going to go to, let's say, coolers. I think that cooler colors.co. I think that's the name. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And I'm just gonna, just for the sake of demo, I'm just gonna try random patterns, something different. Okay, I'm cool with this. Okay, just something. I'm just grabbing something right now, not necessarily. And I probably want this maybe. I'm given that hex color. I can also have other colors. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to also copy this color for right now. Maybe I'll change it up. I don't know. Or let me copy that color as well. Let me do the pinkish ones. And again, because there's no master file, so I basically have to do this one by one. Now, if I really look closer, I'm not sure if it will show up on the video, but these lines are actually two different colors. So I'm going to select the colors with the darker ones first, and I'm going to hold down my shift key and select those colors. Go ahead and do all of that. I think that's the last one. And then let me see here. I'm going to double click that, and I'm going to paste. Let's see, I'm going to paste the darker one in here and a tab. Okay, so that has changed to that color, and now I'm going to select the lighter ones in here. So I'm assuming that if you're editing this and you have a color that you basically just want to change your colors, you can't do a ton, I don't think. There are some things that might not be available, but so far it looks like everything is very editable. I mean, you can delete stuff, and you can, I'm not sure about adding stuff. I haven't tried that. So, but for this tutorial, I'm just going to talk about changing colors, because most of my customers basically just want to change colors. They don't want to do too crazy, but some of you do, and that's fine. That's totally fine. And I'm going to double click on that again and swap it out with the lighter one, and hit tab and that. And then maybe these, I'll just change it to, make sure I've selected the right, I'll change that to, and again, this is all a little weird because it didn't come as one letter, because it's a PDF file, it's not the original file. And then I'm going to change this probably to something. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do that since that was easier. And let me do the light one, and we'll see what happens here. Close. Okay. I'll change that again. And now that we've already used it once, I can go to swatches and click on recent. Okay, I'm going to select that. And of course, if you prefer a lighter color, you can, I mean, this color is really, really intense. I probably wouldn't choose this color if it were, if I were really recoloring this planner for sale. But color is so subjective, right? But personally, I wouldn't. Okay, so apparently, like you can see here, you can do quite a bit of things, and I can even change the text, or like I said, I can delete all of it. And if I click that, this is a two-toned. I can even change the tone. I change the color of that below here, and I can move it around and so on and forth, but I'm not going to do that right now. And then if I go down here, I can see that much of this is clickable, and anything that's clickable you can edit, which is really nice. So again, let's say I just want to change the colors. I click on that, and let me see. So I'm going to change that, let's say, to the light, and then this text. Maybe I'll select the dark like that, maybe. Okay. Or no, that's just like way too dark for my preference anyway. So I'm gonna click swatches and go back here. Okay, that looks good. All right, and then here, these lines, I can change them too. So I'm gonna change these lines here, and maybe let me zoom in a little bit so we can see it. And where do we change these lines? These lines are back here. I could click that, or let's see here, what's my color options here? Click on swatches, and let me go with that. And then all these boxes, I can change color as well. So let me go ahead and select all of them. Let me do that. Give me a few minutes to select it. Whoops, I think I didn't select that one. Okay, so it's not filled in, so I'm going to make sure I'm selecting the lines. I'll probably stop after this one just so that I'm not missing anything. Yep, because just now when I selected some, I accidentally deselected them. So I'm going to click that. Let's see if that works. Let me see. Okay, so that did the trick. And then now I'm going to select this particular row, and select that. And it could be because we are editing the PDF, so there might be several layers of this color, which is why sometimes the color looks a little off. So I'm going to redo everything, just make sure that the colors come up properly. As you can see here, even though I've changed it once, but apparently it's like there's another line back here. Okay, I see where my problem is. I have actually another line that goes all the way back, and that's why it's showing up. So I'm going to move that so I can get to that line and click that. Now that's showing up a little better. I'm going to put it back there, and last row, let's work on that and click that. Now that's better. So now I've pretty much changed that, except for the inside color. And of course for the inside color, I can, I have to do all of these and change that. And right now it seems like I can also change these. If I want to have these as a different color, I can too. So I'm not going to go through all that because we're probably going to be sitting through here forever. But very quickly you can already see that you can change a PDF and edit just the colors itself if you don't want to go too crazy. Just with the PDF file in Affinity Publisher, you don't even have to open up IDML file. But of course there are advantages to using the IDML file. That is, if you're using one of our planners, you get both. You get PowerPoint options too, but this just gives you another option to edit the files with. So again, you can do this for all these lines and all these boxes, and of course you can change the text here as well. Now, one of the things I like to do, and we talked about in the previous class, was about paragraph styles or text styles. In what Affinity Publisher calls them is text styles. And text styles are basically a style that you set, and you define the style, and then you can apply this style to various different things, so that next time you want to edit this, you want to change the font, you want to change the font size, you want to change the color, you can do it in one spot, and then it will change throughout the whole document. So this will be very useful if you intend to change the file, or change the file regularly. So let's say if you are trying to create different versions, different color schemes of this very same planner, I would not, the first thing I would do is not jump into editing the colors right away. The first thing I would do is go ahead and kind of study this planner and look at how many different styles that they are. Right off the bat, on most planners, now I don't style the cover because there's only one page. But right off the bat, when you look at most planners, you would see that the header like this looks the same. See, there's another header right there, and look at that. So the header looks the same. So what I do here normally is to create a header style. The nice thing about doing that in Affinity here is it's super easy. If you don't have to start from scratch. So for example, if I click this, okay, and then I click on this text style window here, and if you don't see that window, you would go to, let's see, view, and then I believe it's in here somewhere. Let's see here, text style. You can show text. Okay, maybe it's not showing up for me because it's already up here, but you just go to view and you should see it in here. It says styles or text styles. Just look for it like that. And then you should see it pop up here or somewhere on your screen. So every document comes with no paragraph style, and I'm not sure what this is. Paragraph and character styles. And then down here I see three options: create paragraph style, create character style, and create group style. So I'm not sure what all the three different options are. I can kind of guess what the character style is, but I'm going to ignore all of that. I'm going to go with create a paragraph style because I think I'm kind of familiar with that. Paragraph style means it applies to an entire paragraph, right? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to click that, and then it'll say give it a style name. So I'm going to say page heading. Okay. And from the style, if you scroll down here, you see a lot of it is already being defined. That's because it's taken whatever font name, the font weight, the sizing of it, the spacing, and all these different settings. It's already grab them from the selection. Now, if I did not select the text, then you have to start from scratch. So why start from scratch from everything, right? So I'll just keep everything here from now, and I'm click OK. So I have that as a page heading right there. And it's nice that Affinity gives me a little sampling of what it looks like. You see here, it looks very much like that. Now, over here is another style maybe. Let me see if this style is used elsewhere. Okay, so I see this is one style, that's another style. Let's see here. Okay, I see those styles are being used. So that style may not be used in a lot of places or in a lot of pages. Well, maybe down here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do maybe a schedule style. Okay, so I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to click here again, create paragraph style, and then I'm going to say maybe schedule. And sometimes for one page, I may create 2, 3 different styles depending on how many, different variations and fonts and stuff there are. And I'm just gonna click OK. And again, it gives me a little sampling there. So that's fine. And what style I saw used quite often is this one right here. So I'm gonna click that, and I'm just gonna say cursive titles. Okay, and create OK. And it has a little sampling, which I really love. And I'm gonna click that, and I'm gonna do just one last one for this video. I'm just gonna say body text, which is, for me, usually it means general text. Okay, great. So why do I do this now? Because this is a PDF, I don't think it has, how do I say it? It knows which text is which style. So I have to go and tell the document or tell Affinity which goes where. So over here, maybe over here, these, I'm gonna click all of these, and then I'm gonna click on what is a schedule style. Okay, and maybe I'll say apply schedule style and clear. Maybe I'm gonna click that. Okay, and this is a little different. This is I'll probably create a different style for that. And then everywhere I see something similar, I'm gonna go ahead and apply that style to that. Okay, I'm gonna apply schedule style to and clear character styles. Okay, so once I go through the entire document and define which style goes to where, which text, now I can go to, since I'm just demoing, I can go to this schedule style, double click it, and then maybe if I want to change that from that to maybe something else, maybe a different, let me choose something more, okay, so that you can actually really see it. Okay, let's do ambassador. You see how all of this has changed, but if I do that and then let's say okay, now if I go back to this page, you see this page text has also changed because I have told Affinity that these should be the same style. So styles are really versatile, and I encourage you to make use of them, especially if you're going to when you're working on your own planner, or when you're working on editing somebody else's planner. It's very useful. I mean, if you're going to edit this one time, then it might not be so useful because you're not ever going to do this again. But if you plan to come back and re-edit it, I highly recommend doing that. But it does take some time doing it as well. Now I think if you open the IDML file or the InDesign files, it might carry over those styles. I'm not sure. Something that we can look into for the next video. All right, so that is what I had planned to talk about today. But before I go, I want to share one more thing that I learned today, okay, which might be very interesting for some of you, is to create a document grayscale super fast in Affinity. So I have this, as you can see, I have this PDF open. What if I want to create a grayscale option for some of my customers who, on Etsy, a lot of times people want to save money on the ink, and black and white is the cheapest. So I found that you can go to File up here and go to Document Setup, and over here it says Color Format. You can select a gray 8 or gray 16. Honestly, I'm not sure which one is best to choose. I imagine could depend on the style of your, let's go for grade 8. I'm just going to leave this Grayscale D50 as it is, and I'm going to click OK, and then suddenly all of it has changed. So I think Grayscale 8 doesn't have as many variations, which may be a good thing depending on your planner. So let's go through all this. So it looks pretty decent, and we can go ahead and do that, and you can either save the file here or you can re-export this, I'm sure. Or the nice thing about once you've edited, open a file, a PDF file in Affinity Publisher, you can actually save it as publisher file. You don't have to save it as PDF, so you can just save as I think let's see. Okay, I'm gonna save it right there. Okay, that's right. There we go. See, it tells me my file name .afpub, which means it is Affinity Publisher file, and I can save it there right now. And if I go here, oh, I saved it somewhere else. Evidently, I saved it somewhere else. Let me find it. And you know what? Let's just do it the easy way. Let's just do file, save as, Affinity Publisher. Oh, I know where I saved it. No, how crazy is that? I saved it to a previous right there. Okay, and you can see this little screen here too that shows me the grayscale option, only because I've turned it to grayscale. And if I want to turn it back, let me try it since I already saved it. I don't know if I can turn it back. So in document setup, and let's go back to RGB. I think we were in RGB just now. That's where I think we were, and all my colors are back. And did the colors change back? Yep, all my edits are back. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this session, and I hope you learned something new along with me. And go ahead and grab, if you like this college student planner, you want to sell this, or you want to use it for your own business or with your own clients, I encourage you to grab this this planner. You will find a link below in the description. And while you're here, don't forget to hit the bell button and subscribe so that you'll be notified next time we have another video for you. And it also helps me get this out there and help other people. And if you want to grab a free planner template, head on to thriveanywhere.com. Again, I'll put a link below, and you'll find a free template, usually up on the very top, for you to grab, and you can play around with it. And it comes with commercial rights too that you can resell. Yes, you can sell that template of ours, or you can use it as a lead magnet or to use with your clients that you coach. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you another time. Bye. It's Lynette Chandler from Thrive Anywhere.